Welcome back to Deco Diva, where vintage charm meets timeless elegance. Today, we're stepping into the season of golden leaves and cozy sophistication with a very special theme, a Bunny Williams-inspired autumn entryway that blends eclectic touches with vintage soul. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to Deco Diva for more vintage home decor inspiration. We share styling ideas, design philosophies, and creative ways to bring a touch of history into your everyday spaces. And if you're already part of our vintage-loving community, thank you so much for being here. Be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment below sharing your favorite autumn decor tip. I love hearing from you, and your ideas often inspire new content for the channel. Let's dive into the warm world of vintage luxury and seasonal charm. Bunny Williams, often considered the queen of eclectic luxury, has a unique way of layering pieces that feel collected over time rather than purchased all at once. Her philosophy is about storytelling through design, which makes her style perfect for an entryway. When we think about autumn, we think of warmth, richness, and comfort, values that align beautifully with Bunny's design ethos. It's about creating a home that welcomes both guests and residents with beauty and character. Our autumn entryway will draw from her approach by mixing high-end vintage finds with cozy textures, ensuring that the space feels both lived in and elevated. The entryway is the first impression of a home. It's where the soul of your design meets the world outside, setting the stage for everything that follows. A vintage-inspired autumn entryway is not only decorative but also functional. It provides storage, lighting, and a visual anchor for seasonal styling, making it one of the most versatile areas of the house. This is where we marry utility with beauty, placing antique furniture, vintage art, and layered textiles in a way that tells a warm seasonal story. For autumn luxury, think of colors drawn from the harvest: burnt sienna, golden ochre, russet brown, and muted olive. These tones instantly create an atmosphere of warmth and abundance. In Bunny Williams-inspired design, neutral backgrounds often play host to these rich accents. A creamy wall or soft ivory trim can let your autumn hues glow without overwhelming the senses. The key is balance, layering vintage textiles or art in deep tones while leaving breathing room for lighter shades to highlight the richness. Every entryway needs a central anchor piece. For this autumn look, consider a vintage console table, perhaps with turned legs or an inlaid wood design that whispers history. Bunny Williams often emphasizes furniture with presence and soul. An antique chest, a carved bench, or a small writing desk can become the heart of the entryway. These pieces not only ground the space visually but also provide functionality: storage for gloves, baskets for scarves, or a landing zone for keys. Lighting is one of the easiest ways to establish mood. An antique brass lamp, a pair of porcelain sconces, or a chandelier with crystal drops can instantly elevate the autumn glow. For added warmth, choose bulbs that cast a golden light rather than a stark white. This helps emphasize the cozy, inviting feel of fall. Candles are also a vintage staple. Group them in silver holders or place them inside hurricane lanterns for a soft, flickering atmosphere. Vintage soul comes alive in textiles. A Persian runner layered with a faded kilim rug can add depth, pattern, and history to your entryway floor. For autumn, think about textiles with warmth in their threads, deep reds, earthy browns, and touches of gold. These colors echo the season without becoming overwhelming. Throw blankets draped on a vintage bench or a hand-woven basket of scarves can add tactile charm while being practical for chilly evenings. Mirrors are a Bunny Williams classic. They expand the space, reflect light, and add elegance. For autumn, choose a mirror with a gilded frame or weathered patina. An antique Venetian mirror, or even a simple oval piece with foxing in the glass, brings vintage authenticity. Its imperfections tell stories of decades past. Placed above a console, a mirror not only brightens the entryway but also offers that last-minute check before heading out the door. Fresh greenery and florals are essential, but autumn calls for arrangements that celebrate the harvest. Think dried hydrangeas, wheat stalks, and branches with fiery leaves. Place them in vintage vessels, ironstone pitchers, copper pots, or ceramic urns. These humble but elegant containers enhance the seasonal authenticity. Adding a natural element softens the luxury and connects your entryway with the outdoors, making the transition from outside to inside feel seamless. Art transforms an entryway into a gallery of memory and meaning. For a Bunny Williams-inspired look, mix portraits, landscapes, and still lives in mismatched vintage frames. An autumn entryway benefits from warm, moody artwork, oil paintings of pastoral scenes, botanical sketches, or even small etchings in gilded frames. Gallery walls can feel curated yet eclectic, especially when layered with objects like antique wall brackets or vintage plates. Accessories are where your personality shines. A stack of leather-bound books, a silver tray for mail, or a ceramic dog statue can make your entryway memorable. For autumn, incorporate brass candlesticks, vintage glass pumpkins, or even small antique clocks that mark the passage of cozy evenings. The key is restraint. Too many accessories can feel cluttered. Instead, let each piece breathe as part of a collected story. Eclectic doesn't mean chaotic. Bunny Williams demonstrates how contrasting pieces, formal art with rustic baskets, or sleek lamps with carved tables, can exist in harmony. Your autumn entryway can embrace this philosophy by pairing vintage luxury with humble seasonal touches. Think velvet pillows on a worn bench or a crystal bowl filled with pine cones. This balance is what makes the space feel personal, layered, and alive. An entryway isn't just for show, it must serve daily life. Storage baskets, umbrella stands, and coat hooks can be as beautiful as they are functional. A vintage umbrella stand in brass or enamel not only holds essentials but also adds character. A woven basket near the door can store slippers or seasonal accessories. Functionality, when expressed through vintage forms, becomes part of the design itself rather than something to hide. Vignettes bring a designer's touch to everyday living. On your console, you might arrange a lamp, a stack of books, a framed portrait, and a vase of autumn branches. Each element contributes to a story, but the grouping feels spontaneous and collected. This is Bunny Williams' philosophy at its core, lived in elegance. By refreshing these vignettes with the seasons, you ensure your entryway remains dynamic, inviting, and true to the moment. Luxury often reveals itself in layers. A smooth marble bowl, a rough wicker basket, a soft velvet pillow, all of these textures play together beautifully. In autumn, lean into cozy contrasts: wool blankets against glossy wood, worn leather alongside polished brass. These layers don't just add visual depth, they invite touch, making the space more interactive and alive. Scent and sound are often overlooked but essential. A softly crackling candle, the faint aroma of clove or cinnamon, and even a vintage clock ticking add sensory layers to your entryway. A seasonal doormat or a pair of antique boots placed artfully by the door can hint at a story even before guests step inside. With these final touches, your entryway becomes a fully immersive autumn experience, luxurious, eclectic, and deeply soulful. And there you have it, a Bunny Williams-inspired autumn entryway that blends vintage elegance with seasonal warmth. It's a space that welcomes, comforts, and tells a story of timeless style. Thank you so much for joining me here on Deco Diva. I hope today's video inspires you to add a touch of vintage soul to your own autumn entryway. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share your favorite part of this design in the comments below. Until next time, may your home always be filled with beauty, history, and heart.